Good Monday morning. Last week we found Joseph inviting both the baker and the cupbearer to share their dreams with him. And they did in Genesis chapter 40. They both shared their dreams to this man now that God had gifted the ability to interpret dreams. And for our time's sake, I'm just going to give you a brief summary. But as they share their dreams, Joseph rightly discerns them and tells them what the dreams mean. That the baker is going to be put to death and the cupbearer is going to be raised back up to his position. And in the very last passage, very last verse of chapter 40, it says, "And the cupbearer forgot to remember or to mention Joseph." That stinks, doesn't it? I think it's interesting that before that, Joseph even asks them, before they're released and go back to Pharaoh, he asks them to remember him, which gives us a glimpse yet again into the heart of Joseph, that even though he is allowing God to be present in the middle of his pain, he still wants released from it. And that is so normal. That is not unholy. That is not lacking faith. It is okay to be honest about our places of pain, that we want them to stop. We don't want to be there always. And then to know that they didn't even remember him, but he was forgotten. What a painful place. And I'm sure any of us could tell the story of seasons in our life where we felt like we've been forgotten in a relationship, missed on our job, passed over and over and over. And it's like we just sit there in this incubator wondering when God is going to release us. I have a precious friend in our prayer team, and she says this often. She says, nothing is ever lost in God's commodity. And that is so true. And the other thing that I often think about when I'm in seasons where it feels like I'm forgotten, I often wonder what God is orchestrating or what needs to be accomplished in other places for my destiny to be fulfilled, or the plans and purposes that God has for me to come to full fruition. There may be other things that God's having to do in people or in situations. There's no telling all that God is orchestrating. But what I know is this: you and I are never forgotten with God. And do not let the enemy convince you that because it feels like you're forgotten or not seen or not valued in this place or in this relationship or in this environment, that is somehow indicative of God in you. That is a lie of the enemy. Because this is what God says. He says, "Can a woman forget her nursing child, that she should have no compassion on the son of her womb? Even these may forget, but I will not forget you. Behold, I have engraved you on the palm of my hands. Your walls are continually before me." Friend, I do not care how forgotten you may feel. God sees you. You are engraved on the palm of his hand, and when we are his, even the seasons that feel like we are being forgotten are seasons that can produce manifold fruit. Because that's just who our God is. Know this today. He will never forget you. I don't care if your mom forgot you. I don't care if your deepest relationship has walked out on you. I don't care if no one at that company seems to see your worth or your value. You will never be forgotten with God. because you are engraved on the palm.